Hey PokeMoshPit, it's definitely been a while since I posted a battle last to this channel, so I kind of feel the need to reintroduce myself here. I'm Mootypwns. Some of you know me as Moody, and some of you may know me as Alina, which is my real life name, and then some of you may know me for my Little Cut battles, but unfortunately that's not going to be the type of battle I'll be bringing you today. I had a really great underused match here against Wilechase, so I see that he has a Bronzong, which is probably going to be what he's going to lead off with in order to set up rocks as quick as possible. And I actually have the same goal in mind. I want to get my rocks up as quick as possible. The only thing is I have to watch out for the Hitmontop and preserve my Chandelure at least until I can get that thing gone. And I also feel like I need to preserve my Cobaline in this case in order to beat some of the things like Roserade and possibly Raikou, depending on what kind of set it is. I'm really going to have to scout and see what kind of set it is, and I also really kind of have to watch out for Victini and try and deal with that. I'm not too scared of Crobat though, as long as I keep my Bronzong. So there's that. Both of us do lead off with basically the same exact thing, and he sets up his Stealth Rocks and I set up my Stealth Rocks, and that's probably the most important part of the game, guys. So then I kind of had this idea, I guess, that he would switch, because really, for me at least, my only move I think is Gyro Ball, so I kind of have to switch. I didn't really feel like I can do much damage to it anyway, so I thought an okay move would be to go into Kingdra for some reason, which was clearly a bad idea, or the fact that he predicted my switch. I don't know, that was probably it. And I also really dislike the fact that I thought here, okay, I have the rain up, it's gonna boost my water moves, but it's not gonna boost it enough to kill this Bronzong in one hit. So I really do regret going for the Rain Dance instead of just going for 2 Hydro Pumps in this case. So that was definitely a mistake on my part. And also, guys, if you get this reference to Garrus, you would know that I am a huge fangirl of Garrus. And if you like that game, I automatically give you my virtual hearts there. So I go into my Crocodile here. I don't predict anything really. I just go for the flat out crunch here. If he stays in and I would get a kill, then sure, I'd get a Moxie boost. But he does switch into Hitmontop, which is a really good switch considering the fact that Intimidate just cuts my attack and it's not very effective, so it's not going to do a lot at all to this Hitmontop. So like I said, I feel like he's either going to go for the fighting move or the rapid spin. So in this case, my Chandelure is the perfect switch in to Hitmontop right now. I also think the only move that he can actually hit me with is Sucker Punch in this case, which is also going to give me the opportunity to set up a free substitute. That way I'm not going to die to a Sucker Punch either. So Sucker Punch also does not hit through Pain Split, so I also carry Pain Split. It's not really going to give me back that much health considering how much I have and how much he has. I guess it's only about a fourth. But, I mean, it's basically another substitute right there if I need it, if I miss Fire Blast in any case. So he's going to go for the Sucker Punch, basically. He just wants to get rid of my sub, because Chandelure behind a sub can be deadly, especially with the high special attack that it has. So luckily my Fire Blast hits, although I wasn't too worried at all. It's either I'll get a free sub up and he switches, or he has to sacrifice his Hitmontop. But either way, I got this Hitmontop out of the way, so I don't have to worry about him spinning away my rocks. And I feel like right now Chandelure is pretty much expendable to me, so I decided to stay in because I was also fearing if this Raikou is Calm Mind Raikou, I really don't want him to potentially sweep me. So I figured if I stayed in, I could just see what kind of moveset he is. I noticed he has Volt Switch, so that just tells me right off the bat that he's a Choice set. So that leaves the option for Choice Scarf or Choice Specs. And if he Specs, then Cobaline can still outspeed it, which means that's more reason for me to keep Cobaline around too. And Cobaline also outspeeds Roserade in this case. I figured I'd scare him out, but I just went for safe Iron Head here because it's still kind of too early in the match for me to really make too many predictions because he still has Bronzong, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. Crobat does come in, and right now I'm fearing the Brave Bird, so luckily I still have my Bronzong at full health. So if he's like Choice Banded or something, then that's even better for me because I'm really not going to be taking a lot of damage at all here. And it's probably going to mean that Crobat is going to die here, especially since if it comes in again, he's going to die to rocks anyway, so there's no point in switching out. It looks like he's stuck in Brave Bird, so I'm just going to kill it off with a Gyro Ball here, and I still have a Bronzong that's at a pretty decent amount of health. It can still be useful, I suppose, so I feel like keeping it around is probably good still, especially with the Roserade, but Roserade once again might have a fire move, but this is just really my thought process. And then he goes into Raikou. I felt like right here, again, he'd want to go for Volt Switch, so it's like, I already know that game, right? I'm just going to go into Crocodile right now, right? Clearly not. He made a really good prediction and he went for the Auto Sphere, and that definitely did catch me off guard. I was probably being too obvious as well, but the Crocodile is definitely going to die from that. However, now I know that he's locked into an Aura Sphere, and I can go into my Shaman, and his Aura Sphere isn't going to kill me, but at the same time, he doesn't know what kind of set I am either, so I kind of went for the Earth Power here on a whim, thinking maybe he's going to bring in Victini in order to counter me, and luckily he did. Really, it was a toss-up between Earth Power and just going straight up for the Seed Flare. Luckily I didn't go for the Seed Flare because I thought if he goes into his Bronzong, then, you know, that kind of makes it useless, but he does go into Roserade now. I just go for the Hidden Power Ice. I know he has a Poison type attack, and I know this Hidden Power Ice isn't gonna kill, but I feel like getting enough damage on this Roserade is going to be beneficial for me in order to get Cobaline out, because right now I get basically a free switch into Cobaline, so I felt like at this amount of health, for some reason I thought Stone Edge is definitely going to kill it, right? Because I was scared of him switching into Raikou because I still don't know if it's Choice Scarf or Choice Specs, so I went for, I guess, I thought he would switch, but he lives at so little health. This Roserade does not want to die, and he's able to rest up and get back to full health, so we're basically back at square one with this Pokemon, and I'm like, grrr, why? My head, why do you do this to me? So I figured now, I know he has Natural Cure, so he's either going to stay in and waste a turn, or he's going to have to switch and go out into something else. So that's basically a free Swords Dance for me, so I'm going to go for it. And he does go into Bronzong. That's also going to be an easy kill for me with Close Combat. And, I mean, that's it. I'm at +2 right now. I think I'm sitting pretty well here. I feel like the other two Pokemon he has is only Raikou and Roserade at this point. I'm still iffy about the Raikou because I don't know what kind of set, like what choice item he has yet. If he's not Scarfed, I'm definitely going to outspeed it. So, moment of truth, I do outspeed it. And I get to pound it right in the butt, and I'm able to take that Raikou out. And it's going to be a really, really nice late game sweep for my Garrus, my Cobaline. He's a true trooper. He definitely brought pride to his name. And if you guys also love this match, also, it's actually not over. I apologize. This Roserade, like I mentioned earlier, does not want to die. Unfortunately, I kind of feel bad for the flinch, but I don't think that in the long run it really mattered. So I thought it was a pretty fun match, and I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I really hope that all of you at least throw a sub my way, throw a sub Chase's way, and of course, if you haven't already, I hope you are subbed to the Mosh Pit, If you liked it, you can leave a like. Or if you have any questions, comments, responses, leave them in the comments section below. And I really hope that all of you have a wonderful day. And I love you guys.